Hey there, guys. Beautiful good morning again here from Perth in WA. Again, another cool day over here. So, good morning or good afternoon, good evening, depending on where in the world you are listening to this from today. And well, with it being the morning, and it's the 20th of December, just 11 days left in the year, I think it's a perfect time to sit and talk to you a little bit about the goals for next year. So, look, I think it's something we all think about. Definitely something we all think about at the start of every year or the end of every year is what am I going to do for this year? What's going to be my big thing? For a lot of us, that question usually comes about half past midnight, 12 beers deep, and we're thinking about, well, what my New Year's resolution is going to be. So, look, around now is probably the best time to start really thinking about what you want to do for the year coming ahead. I mean, the year's wrapped up, just gone. 2019 is pretty much all done and dusted. And now is probably the best time to sit down and think about what you're going to do for next year because you've got time. You've got plenty of time before the year rolls in to really think about what these goals mean to you. I mean, these things that we set for ourselves, like right at the beginning of every year, like literally 12 beers deep, and we go, "Ah, I'm gonna lose weight, or I'm gonna not drink this year, or I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna save some money." And it's look, at the end of the day, those goals are very, very rarely kept. They're very, very rarely stuck to as well. So now we've got some ample time before the start of the year. Now's a really good chance to think about stuff that actually means something to us, something that we can possibly stick to for longer than a week or 2 weeks, a month. It's something that we're going to work towards for the whole year. And so I brought along my little board here, which was my goals for myself for last year. So I'll put that using my laptop today, not actually driving. So these are my goals for last year. Some of them I made, some of them I didn't make, some of them I'm really proud of, some of them I'm a bit disappointed of. Like teetotal at the top there, I'm still going. I think there's 11 days left, so that will make it 156, no, 154 days. Sorry, 354 days with no booze. So that's a pretty big achievement. But the diet free of sugar, unfortunately, that didn't happen. Neither did the Uber Eats and takeouts. That didn't happen either. That carried on, but paying off 17 grand, big one, man. I hit that target. Really, really happy. And you can see there's lots of things here that I've made and not made, but the goals that actually mean something to me, like saving money for my wedding and having a baby, that actually happened. A big one I can check off. I was a fitness coach for my soccer club this year, football team, and I put the guys in the best physical shape they could be in, and that meant something to me. So these things are really, really, really important. So obviously these are my 2019 goals. I've got a pretty big goal for this year that I'm hoping to achieve, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. But setting up goals like this that are actually meaningful, not only just saying, "Oh, I'm going to do them," but actually writing them down and taking a good, solid account of everything. And as you can see down at the bottom there, written some things that actually mean something to me. So saying everything I do passes through my why. So making sure that everything I'm doing is something that I want to do, and then having fun and enjoying everything I do too. Otherwise, at the end of the day, it's not worth doing. So reminding myself of those things that are actually important for me is another thing that's really important. So on this principle, it's like if you need some assistance with helping with these goals, just give me a shout. It's really, really simple to do. I can give you a really, really simple platform to run off. And it's not actually as difficult as you think. It's just all you have to do is attach to what you actually want to achieve out of the year and not just say some pretty much standard bullshit that everybody says at the start of the year. So onto that, my big, massive goal starting in this year is something that I just realized for myself about what I really want to do with the rest of my life. And I've always had this idea of, even when I was a kid, I wanted to help people, and that's been a big thing for me in terms of what I want to achieve from my life. And then it's ever since I went through trying to commit suicide, it's always been a thing to then grow from that, and now to help people in similar situations. But being a coach now for a few years, and helping people with life coaching, I've realized that what we get taught, or what I got taught in that process, and what I'm teaching people now, is this shit should be taught in schools. These simple principles and these simple methods that I use in the coaching program should be taught to teenagers across the world, because it's something that we fundamentally miss out on literally understanding who we are, why we think the way that we do, and how we act and feel the way we do in any situation we go through. It's something that is just missing 100% from the education system. So there's obviously different points for me on this part. Is like, at the moment I'm teaching adults to go through this process, and I think that's a fundamental place to start in terms of helping. If I can help the adults now to grow from this point, then we can teach that to our kids. Those that have got kids already can teach that to their kids, and those that are going to have kids in the future have got something that they can pass on to their children. And from there, it's like it's a solid place to grow. If we as adults can understand how we feel and how we think and how we act in certain situations, and understand how that person that is in that situation develops into moving that into different situations that happen to us, we can then use that little platform to teach our kids. So then, if I can then, once I've been able to grow this coaching business of mine a little bit more to helping lots of adults, to then using that platform to be able to put this into teaching teenagers that are in trouble, teaching kids that, are suffering from depression, teenagers especially. I think, I was having a conversation yesterday, around the age of 8 to 10 years old is when we first become fully conscious of making our own decisions and having responsibility for our own lives, and becoming really emotional in terms of making any sort of decision. And it's a fragile state for any teenager. I can say it for myself. I went through a heap of fucking trouble when I was a kid, from detentions to acting out at school, causing shit for my parents, and just being a general teenage rebel. And I hear of stories of teenagers all the time committing suicide, heavily depressed, going through horrible disorders like anorexia, because they feel they have to be a certain way in order to gain some sort of popularity, or to deal with some certain sort of situation. So if I can then one day be able to teach that to teenagers, that's fantastic, because I started to think about, I've just become a dad, and I started to think about my daughter and what I want to leave this world for my daughter. And at the end of the day, what I want to leave for my daughter is, I want the best thing possible for her. So initially I thought about money. I thought about being able to provide everything that she could possibly need. But I thought, that's probably not what she wants. I have no idea what she wants. But if I can make this world a better place and teach people to deal with their emotions better, and be able to love better and be kinder to each other, even if it's just a small community around me, to be able to give that to them, then my daughter's going to grow up in a world full of love, and she can make her own money. She can make her own paths in life and go wherever she wants to go, and love whoever she wants to love, and do whatever she wants to do. But if I've helped guide that love that's around her, and be able to give that to the world and to the teenagers and to the people she grows up with, now that'd be a world that I'd want to live in. So maybe I've driven on a little bit here, but I've waffled on a little bit. But 2020 is almost upon us, guys. If you haven't managed to watch the whole video, jump back into the start once I've finished, and take time now to really set in place what you want to do for the year. And I promise, doing it sober for one, making those goals for one, is going to be absolutely massive for you. Number two, making sure you're actually doing things that are of some meaning for you. You'll stick to them so much better. So it's the 20th of December. Let's make 2020 so much better than it could ever be by starting to set these goals today. And like I said, if you ever need any help, just drop me a message, drop me a line, and I'll be more than happy to send you something to be able to help guide you in that place. Have a great day, guys. Let's make 2020 the best we can. Peace out. Love you all. Speak to you all soon.